It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Don't miss out on December 20th this holiday season.
We are proud to announce a book basket giveaway with all of Frank A. Ruffolo's books. A renowned author with many stories, including Tres Archangelis,
Jack Stenhouse Murder Mysteries,
and sci-fi explorations like Xantha Terror.
Don't wait. Buy now.
To win the book basket, purchase any book right here at the studio of Frank A. Ruffolo or purchase it online at frankaruffolo.com.
Call him 866-224-5422.
Good luck.
Ring the bell again.
What happened? He doesn't turn on the sound? Welcome to the, we've been having this problem with the sound. To the midday show, which is too close to the morning show. There's a repeat of what I said before.
Have you ever heard about that before?
Never. What does that paper say?
It says the Brooklyn Cafe TV across all platforms, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and then I can't see it. For exclusive behind-the-scenes information and content, check out our platforms. Write bigger, let's attach it to the camera.
I need it bigger, I need it bolder, I need it more beautiful. I've been trying for 3 days. I got magnifying glasses somewhere
Please
around
stay
here.
on all the shows, so check us out on all over our social
All it
media
is, say,
platforms.
what the hell does that say?
TikTok. Apparently it's Taylor Swift's birthday. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Is it?
Yes.
Who cares?
And Facebook.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm getting tired of Taylor the whiff.
The Swiftie?
The whiff.
The whiff?
Yeah, when you swing and a miss, it's called a whiff.
Swift.
No, it's called a whiff.
But her name is Swift.
I don't care what her call name is called.
Don't you think our midday show is too close to our morning show?
They should. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're making an announcement. We will be doing the morning show at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Morning show should be in the morning. It's not like brunch show.
He put that dun because he says you'll be doing it by yourself. We should do it and turn on the automatic thing.
Yes, we should get here on time and we should actually do it.
6 in the morning.
And not 6 in the morning. I'm just like getting up
That's
at
a
6
morning
a.m.
show. What time is a morning show start? 7. It starts at 5. 5, 6, and 7. It's a 3-hour set.
Could do it from your house and my house, and we could just do it as in the car on the way in, just like a live podcast on.
So we do the morning show mobile.
We
Yeah.
could do a morning show mobile, what that's like. You're on the phone with 10 different people, you're taking out the garbage, you're feeding the cat, you're changing the litter box, I'm putting on my makeup. You're doing all those things in the time that I'm only putting on my makeup.
You know, I can, all kidding aside, I can actually work the computer virtual, you know, from wherever we are, and I can make it work. I can actually do that without being in the studio if you really want to do that. You want to try it? You're putting on your makeup? So, welcome to the morning show.
That's how scary that would be.
You
But
know?
I'm thinking the past couple days, our morning show like runs into the midday show, and then you need fresh content and fresh eyes and fresh everything.
You don't even do anything in the morning show. You talk to them. They do it all.
Well, you still got to be here and talk. Come up with ideas, the things that we talked about.
Well, you saw what she came up with this morning.
Yes, so we worked on that also. Year in review, like some of the highlights for 2023.
Is that what you came up with? I can't even remember what you came up
You know
with.
what I realized by looking back at Christmas? We had a lot of our crew was here last year with us. Zari was here.
That's it.
G-Man,
That's
Josh,
it. 3 people. Nobody
Garcia.
else. He's not even here.
Well, he was here. And Dawn DeBook, she's been here for 8. She's late, she's wet, it's raining here. Oh my gosh. This Saturday, I'm going to the beach for a wedding, and it's going to rain.
You're going to the wedding of the wetness. You're going to.
I did not even make an appointment for
It
my
will be
hair
rain now.
because
Look at
it's
this.
gonna
Who's
be
that in the
rain.
middle?
I
Who's
don't know
that?
who that is.
Who is that?
Somebody dancing.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
What is it with him? Is Nikki in town? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, she is here.
She is
That's
here.
what it is.
Anyway, this is the last week to purchase one of your books to be entered into one Frank A. Ruffolo's entire book collection.
I gotta
you can
lift that?
purchase any of them right here at the studio.
I gotta lift that.
$15 for a book, a signed book right here, or go to frankaruffolo.com. Get entered to win this amazing book basket that Freddie's not going to lift up, but
It's there.
the entire collection of all of his books Get Entered to Win drawing is on February 20th. Right now, I think Frank and his lovely wife, Chris, are on a cruise, enjoying some R&R. I hope they're not getting this rain, and then they'll be back next week to do the drawing.
Did anybody anticipate this rain coming?
I don't
Or
know
is it
where it
only
came
when
from.
Dawn the book shows up that it rains?
Right.
Is it you? When you show up, it rains? Is that what it is? Because it was very sunny yesterday.
The rain, not really. We were sitting outside, and it was breezy. It was blustery, but it wasn't sunny.
It was breezy doesn't mean it wasn't sunny.
the rain
This wind and the
cold.
sun have nothing to do. No, it was warm yesterday. The day before, I froze my
Okay, we
nose
put on
off.
long sleeves today. I got tired of wearing a jacket around.
What
I
today?
love it.
It's really
love
nice,
the
right?
Cooler weather.
The cold weather's great.
Yeah.
Your hair is better.
It really is. With this hair,
How can
girl,
your
let me
hair?
tell you.
Your hair can't be worse because your hair is your hair.
My hair is my hair, but it's so much nicer when it's cooler out.
Is it? Why?
It doesn't get as frizzy.
It
Is
lasts
that
longer,
is
right?
that frizzy you got? Is that what you call frizzy?
curly?
No, it's curly.
It's
no,
curly.
it gets kind of ratty on the ends, even though I have so much product. It's a true story. I was reaching into the oven one day, taking dinner out, and I started to catch on fire. And Richard goes, honey, you're hot, but you're on fire. And he puts my hair out because I have so much product in my hair.
Hold on a second. You were on fire?
I was on
My
fire.
hair was on fire.
My hair was on fire.
You're talking not seriously.
No, I am
Seriously.
serious.
Hair on fire.
Your hair got on fire?
Yeah, because I have so much product.
That's dangerous, by the way.
Isn't your hair that naturally that curly?
Oh yeah, but still, if I don't put product in my hair,
What kind of product?
oh,
Q-tip
I use
product?
all
What do you put?
kinds. I got certain ones that work well.
But
with my hair.
why do you need product in your hair?
Because then you should see it. If I put no product in my hair, I'm a frizz bomb. Like total.
Like a giant Q-tip?
Oh God, yeah. If I really picked my hair
I want
out-
you to come to the studio one day with no product.
Yeah, no.
So we can play and see what happens.
No.
We'll throw things at your head and see what sticks.
Look,
Yeah.
hair on fire. Having way too
That was
much
a good
fun.
one, Josh.
I got to tell you, when I was doing the Freddie Fix It show, this is 14 years ago, 15 years ago, there was a lady who was my co-host, and she had hair like this. She was the best hair on radio, which makes no sense because you can't see it, right?
Right.
So one day she went on a date, because she wasn't married, she went on a date, and she went to a restaurant, and they had candles on these torches in the restaurant. and her hair went on fire. She was standing waiting for a table, and woof.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought she was kidding.
No.
I really thought, me and Freddie were doing the show with her. So I started to laugh hysterically. She started to cry. She says, that isn't funny. I says, are you serious? She says, yeah. So when you said my hair is on fire, now I
I literally meant my hair was on fire, but I, of course, started to laugh. He put me out, you know.
He put. Wait, honey, let's get a towel. Put your hair out on fire.
fire extinguisher.
Oh my God.
I mean, what the hell? Do you have flame, gasoline? What do you got, gasoline?
Products that you put in hair products have alcohol in them, right? So
I didn't know that.
Alcohol.
You could drink your hair.
No,
Did
not
you
that
see
kind
they're
of
going to
alcohol.
start putting alcohol monitors in cars? Now, the first time you hear that, think what that even sounds like to you.
No.
So I'm thinking a
I know
monitor,
what it means.
like a TV screen made
Turn
of
that
alcohol. And I'm thinking that doesn't make any sense, but it's for the driver.
Drunk driving.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, they have a machine you have to blow into it
Right.
before it starts.
You're going
right?
to have that in your car
So-
now.
So what they do is they stop people. Excuse me, here's $10, blow into this.
But now they're going to have it in your car. So your car will not start if you're the driver and it detects, I guess, the smell of alcohol.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
Why?
That's called control.
Because look at her hair, it has alcohol in it.
It's
She'll
gonna
never
have
turn
to-
the car on.
No, it's going to have to know. It must have to come from a certain, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
They
I
have
just
their
saw that this morning.
breathalyzer. It's attached to the car.
So the car won't start if you're the driver.
And it doesn't start if you have bad breath. It doesn't start if halitosis. It doesn't start if you drink.
You're going to have to blow into the
That's
car
it.
before you start.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
Braxton, for giving us this picture.
Oh my gosh. It's
7
kind of
o'clock
interesting,
pilot.
isn't it?
No,
No.
that's been around forever.
No, it hasn't.
That's because you don't drink. See, a professional drinker knows about these things and
It's
knows how to
true.
manipulate it.
When I was younger, I could actually handle a few martinis. Now,
Oh my God.
like maybe one,
That's all alcohol.
done.
I heard in the
Yes.
day you had a couple of slings.
Yeah, I can drink. I mean, I could. I
You
can't
used to.
anymore.
I can't drink anymore like
I
that.
know.
But
I
you
get
used to drink a
migraines.
lot.
I didn't drink that much.
I heard.
I was. Oh, you're so full of it. I was a social drinker. I went to the bar. I drank a few drinks. maybe
Everybody
got-
knew your name. You were like the guy with
I
the...
was like Norm.
Like
and
Norm.
cheers.
You ever notice you go to the doctor and it says smoking, yes or no, how frequently drinking, yes or no, sometimes, how often, once a week? Like, why are these even pertinent questions?
Right.
Very important.
It should be like excessive drinking, excessive smoking. It's weird questions the way they're
Excessive
phrased.
can mean one.
So what does it mean? Do you
Right.
Sometimes-
That's
Like you go to the
different to
doctor,
anybody.
drink-
Anybody, right?
drinking
Everybody.
once a month?
I found out that there is a camera on you when you're filling out the form. And what they're doing is they want to see how you react to the question.
Body language.
Yes. So if you're looking around like this, like I just robbed a bank, sometimes it really means you're hiding and lying because I'm a drunk. It's really what it is.
Yeah, but you think about it, all these random things, then you start going, well, what's the answer? And you're thinking, how could this simple question be so complicated
You
to
overthink
answer?
everything.
I overthink
Excuse me,
even the forms
doctor,
at the
I can't
doc-
answer these questions. I don't know what sometimes means.
Well,
Right.
what do you mean by
My
that?
wife is a drunk and I'm a social drinker with her.
I was
And
a
then-
social drinker and a social smoker, and now I can't.
The hell
I can't
does that
stand
mean?
this.
What's a
When I
social-
was sitting in the bar, I would have a cocktail and then I would smoke, and
So
then
you
I
were a
would.
drinker and a smoker, not a social.
She only did when she went out.
I mean, I wasn't a real big smoker at all, but when I was drinking, forget it.
You know how you could tell the difference? Did you buy your own cigarettes?
Yes, I did.
And you were
but they
smoking.
lasted a long time.
Do you know? I went to Fort Lauderdale. I was a smoker at the time. And the guy says $6.30 for a pack of cigarettes.
You're
Newport.
nuts.
Not Newport, what was it? Parliaments. And I said, what? $6.20. I said, okay. So I bought it. I go in my car. I left it taped. I put tape on it, and I said, this is the last pack of cigarettes I will ever have. And I didn't smoke it. I didn't open it. I didn't do nothing. I was so upset. I walked around with a month, never smoked again.
How long did a
Thank God.
pack used to last you?
A week.
At
3
least not a
days,
day.
5 days. It
It's not-
depends.
at least wasn't a day.
It depends what kind of day I'm having. Today it probably lasts me 15 minutes.
I know. You're kind of off today, I know.
But I used to, social, I love the word social drinker and
Right.
social smoker because the socials get together and they're alcoholics and they're smokeaholics. There's a lot of social going on.
Right, you're
and everybody was
socializing.
drinking and smoking.
Yeah.
And who got changed for a pack of cigarettes? Did you ever use the machine
Oh yeah.
to get the
Pull machine,
cigarette?
Yeah, you have to pull it. Bing,
But
and then
but
it shoots
cigarettes back then were a lot cheaper.
Like $1.20.
Yeah, 75 cents, then went up to $1, and I'm like, if it goes to $1.50, I'm quitting. Well, I quit. Oh yeah, I
You
quit. a
paid
long
6
time.
and change?
Like one day, no, I didn't. I was it.
That's a
That's
lot of money.
crazy.
How much is a pack of cigarettes today?
No clue.
I don't know. Anyone know? $10 a pack.
That alone should make you want to quit.
Look. This is her in the day.
Back in
She
the
had
day.
blonde hair.
And then think of the question they ask in the medical form: sex.
Yeah.
Again,
all
that's
the
you
time.
drinking frequently, often, socially.
I write all the time.
That's not the question. It's male or female.
Was that what they want to know?
So it should say gender, not sex. So I
And
have
they
an
want to know
issue
who
with
you
some of
have
these-
sex with. You have sex with a male, female, all the time.
So think about all these questions that I actually overthink when I go to the doctor's office.
I would
because
hate
it
going.
makes no sense
I
to
hate
me.
going to the doctor with you because you take 15 minutes just to answer the first
It
question.
should
on
say
the form.
gender, and why does it even need a title? Like you, either
It says male, female. Come on,
male,
Dawn, you know
female,
what it
but
means.
now it's and then it says other. Now
There
there's
is
this
no
thing.
other. There's male, there's female.
No, there's others.
No, there's not.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
I know people that
But
were
it just
born.
say
God created
gender, not
man
sex.
and woman.
No, there are people that are
Boom.
born with both sexes. It was in 60 Minutes. Did you see this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. They have both sexes. And the parents are determining what they think the child should be, and they're growing up all a psychological mess. That's Josh in the morning.
$8 a pack.
$8.
nuts.
And how many cigarettes come in a pack?
I think the same amount. It's just for like a pack.
20?
Was it
20?
20? 12?
If you divide,
It used to
Goodness
be
is nobody
20.
knows in here.
that's
so
that's
pu-
two.
plus.
It's almost $1. How much is $8 divided by 20?
I know,
goes
that's
into
what I was
20.
gonna do.
One,
Hold on.
4. That's $1.20
Yeah.
cents. $1.20 a
20.
cigarette.
Right.
That's
Like if it
stupid.
lasts you a month, and then people complain what their medications cost, right?
For what? Emphysema? COPD? Cancer?
That's why you got to get on.
Not
the
to
prevention
mention
side.
how it ruins your clothes. You ever
Oh, I
meet somebody,
know.
especially at the bar? So
Right.
you meet them. Oh,
yeah.
Watch out now. Watch out. You're not a social
clothes.
drinker. You stink.
The hair, everything stinks.
Everything smells.
And
like
once you quit, you're the world's worst ex-smoker. Because
But
I
you
was.
criticize everybody.
No, not that I criticized. I just couldn't take the smell.
That's true.
And I was like, ugh, stay away. You know, right? Yeah. Grace is shaking her head. Yeah.
the cigarette smell.
Would you date a smoker?
Would you kiss a smoker?
No.
Oh, that depends. If it's J Lo, she can smoke him from here to. I'll even give her the cigarettes.
No.
But it's cigarette smoke because there's people
If
that are
it's
smoking
J
other
Lo,
things
I don't care
around
what
here.
you stink like.
What about G-Man?
No, I'm not kissing G. Why would I want to kiss G Man?
That was easy. That was an easy one.
It depends on who she is. If she's, I don't care. I'll smoke it, drink it. I don't care. Now if she's,
It's the cigarette smoke that just smells funky.
Yeah.
I like to watch people, the way they get. Now the vape. So all of a sudden vaping is not smoking.
Yeah, it is. It's worse.
What
it
is
doesn't
it?
stink.
It's worse.
Vaping stinks. And then the vape now is all legalized marijuana. The Mary Jane is all over the vape. So now they're vaping it. So you walk in, you go,
Oh my God.
is G-Man here?
Who do you think came up with the name Mary
G-Man.
Jane?
Mary Jane was a 1960 slang.
But how did that even come to be?
Well, they're so married and they're so Jane, they put it together and the two of them rolled it up and here you go.
It's like
Yeah.
fun with Dick and Jane.
They were just stoned when they named it. It was like Mary Jane. Okay, that'll work.
Now, remember back in the day when somebody was a designated roller? Because not everybody could roll
This
a
is
Mary
very
Jane.
true.
You know?
Really? No,
You
I don't know these stories.
So back in the day, I was not a designated roller. I had to get somebody to roll it because I wasn't.
You didn't even smoke.
Yeah, but I used to share it with my friends. I used to get
Oh,
it.
he's such a liar.
That's true.
Him,
Yeah.
totally.
That's true. I did not smoke.
I know you did.
So then you never did a bong? My brother
A
had
bong.
A bong?
I don't even know how to attach myself to a bong. I've never used one.
Oh, that's
I don't
so
know.
funny.
I've seen people use it and it looks disgusting because the water's brown and black and
No, but
stinks. What is that?
Let me tell you something. My brother created a bong called R2D2 after Star Wars, and it was so funny. So obviously I've done bongs, and they just go in. I don't know. It's just better than toking it, right? Exactly. So then one day my dad came in to the bedroom And he goes, "What are you doing?" And my brother Gary said, "We're doing the bong, Dad." And he's like, "Really? Let me try." My dad tried, and my dad was funny straight, let alone high on pot.
It was hilarious?
It was hilarious. Hilarious.
But how does a bong work?
So you have the mouthpiece, and then you just start sucking in, right?
And you light it?
Yeah, you light it. I'm sorry, I forgot that step.
You have to light it, because
Yeah, you have to
sucking
light
in
it,
doesn't
and then
do anything
start
if you don't
sucking
light
it
it.
in, and then, well, his thing had the tubing, so you could see the flames come through. It was so cool. I'm
And
sorry,
doesn't
I'm
it
really
taste
oversharing here.
disgusting?
That's why you clean the water.
Yeah.
That water's black. I've never seen clean water in
Well,
a
think
bong.
about what it does to your lungs.
I know, that's your
Right?
lung in that test tube.
That's what it could say. This is your lung.
This is your lung. So when you vape, is it more safe than?
No.
It's worse, right?
It's worse.
So why would anybody do these things? Why don't you just put a bullet in your mouth, pull the trigger? It's the same difference.
It's
At
all
least
marketing
faster.
on the
Shot, they're like,
smoking
wow.
industry.
It's cheaper.
It's
but it
cheaper
kills
than a
your
bullet?
lungs.
Bullet's like 5 cents.
Oh my God.
Then you got to buy the gun.
Oh, that's hard. Let me find a gun out in Florida.
Those aren't cheap, though.
I think we're going to go
Honey.
to commercial break.
Hold on. You run in the corner, you find 20 guns.
What?
Would you rather smoke a
Thank
bomb?
you. We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we've got
It ain't gonna
Chanel
change.
David coming to us
It ain't
from
gonna.
California.
Chanel, wherever you are, do you bong?
California. Oh my gosh.
California
More to come on
bong
the
is
other
different
side.
from
We
the
so
West
digress.
Coast. East Coast bong.
Happy 7th night of Hanukkah to you too. More to come. We'll be right back.
Don't miss out on December 20th this holiday season.
We are proud to announce a book basket giveaway with all of Frank A. Ruffolo's books. A renowned author with many stories, including Tres Archangelis,
Jack Stenhouse Murder Mysteries.
and sci-fi explorations like Xantha Terror.
Don't wait. Buy now.
To win the book basket, purchase any book right here at the studio of Frank A. Ruffolo or purchase it online at frankaruffolo.com.
Call him 866-224-5422.
Good luck.
This holiday season, let the spirit of the Brooklyn Cafe brighten up your mornings with our exclusive cafe merch collection, with our stylish tees to rep your favorite show. Elevate your morning routine with our signature cafe mugs, a sleek, lightweight laptop sleeve to protect your valuable device, a 17-ounce stainless steel bottle with your favorite show logo on it, and your favorite, hold on, let me overthink this phone case, for all Apple and Samsung phones. Cheers to the holiday season. Order now at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy holidays!
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Amp Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
AMP2 Media Productions, in collaboration with True Oldies Radio and Comcast TV, bring you the opportunity to spotlight your business on Monday Night Football on ESPN. By targeting your preferred Comcast region, your commercial will be spotlighted during NFL and NCAA football season, reaching over 1 million viewers. Let AMP help you amplify your impact in the community. Contact us at 866-224-5422 to create your own commercial today.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we're back. We have Pamela Chanel David on another episode of Mindset for Success. But you're talking about the typewriter. I remember my typing teacher, I guess it was in high school, and she always smelled like cigarette smoke. And she would lean over me and teach me the typing of the keyboard, and there was always smoke everywhere. It's like, what a strange transition from the prior segment to this one, but yeah.
No, I had Mrs. Penelope. She had too much makeup. She smoked like a banshee, and then she had that perfume that was
It was like Estee Lauder and
horrible.
smoke all rolled up into one.
It was. I used to say to her, "Teach whatever you want. I just got to get away from you, because oh my God."
Back in the day. Anyway, things are changing. Business is changing. No one types anymore, but they do because they're using their keyboard. But I bet they don't take typing.
No, you don't type anymore. Now you talk to your typewriter and they type.
Baxton's writing a whole paper. He must be typing it.
No, because Baxton's old school. But they have things now. You talk to the typewriter and the damn thing types.
You remember the longest word that you can type with your left hand only?
Do you know the longest word that you can type with your left hand only? All the keys are left-handed.
Oh, what's the, from Mary Poppins?
Don't overthink it.
No,
Thank
use
you.
your right hand on that one also. Only your left hand.
I have no clue.
Stewardesses.
Stewardesses.
So now everyone's going to think STEWARDES.
They're flight attendants.
And flight attendants, right. Now it's not even a word. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not a stewardess
Now it's not even a word that we use.
That segment was brought to you by Don Grubbert. Get your Don Grubbert on.
Yeah, let's bring over Pamela and see what she's got going on business. How are you doing, Chanel?
Oh, I am good. Happy Hanukkah. Look at
Happy
that.
Hanukkah to you, too. It's the miracle of the seventh night, I told Freddie.
Wow. I mean, it's so hard to believe where we are in this year. I can't get over it.
I know. And we've yet to see. We miss your show tremendously.
Well, we will be back in a big way. The Reinvented Life Network. I am so excited about it. Big way. I think I've just been in this hibernation mode for so many reasons. I'm excited to get into the first of the year.
We have to get you out of hibernation because you were supposed to be here in studio today. So
Yeah,
we
what
have to
happened? I
regroup
think
on
they're
that,
coming.
too.
I know. We will be there in January. Absolutely. I cannot wait.
I wanted to celebrate Puerto Rican Hanukkah with you. You know, we have 10 days. Puerto Ricans
10
have
days?
decided. Yes, we have 10 days in the Puerto Rican Hanukkah.
You always do the little extra, right?
I have to, because we have to party a little longer. And we eat everything.
Do you know,
Oil,
it would be
baked.
so funny just to do a show, Grace, about Freddie behind the scenes. Like what he's like before the morning show,
Oh, you don't want to
during
see
the
that.
morning show, before the midday show, during the midday show. You've got like multiple personalities
I have one personality, and he has a lot of brothers and sisters.
that live inside of you.
That's a
A lot
good
of
one.
brothers and sisters in there. I love it. I love it.
Yes, you
Only
do.
about
Yes,
100
you do. And
right
and
now.
on the weekend was no exception. That's why I didn't try that paddle thing that poor Shorty hit himself in the face with.
No, I hit myself in the face with it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
We did a pickleball expo this weekend, and there's this one apparatus. It's like ping pong, and it's all attached, like the ball is attached to the paddle, and everyone could do it, even the 72-year-old grandma.
Well, you guys
But
have
me.
all played this. It's that little red ball, the paddle ball. Everybody's had that.
You didn't
back in
even
the day.
try it.
No, I didn't want to.
Why don't you even try these
I didn't want to hurt
things?
myself. Because I know there's always a camera on me. And every time I went over there, there's one with the camera. But I'm glad you brought this up because pickleball
Following you.
is the latest and greatest craze
Right.
to get numbers of people. Here goes Dawn. Dawn, they ask her just to catch it, and she says, nah, man, here twice. And there's one, and boom, and there's two. Yay! That's it.
And there's Grandma.
Grandma, champion. But pickleball is a great way of exercising and all that. Put that to the side. But to meet people and to talk about expanding your business and to talk and share ideas. My goodness, on the weekend, that's all we did was share ideas with different people. The Monday show they came in here was a lot of fun as well. So that's a nice lead into what we're going to talk to Pamela about, because it's right up there with Get Your Groove On.
I love that.
I love
Get
it.
your groove on.
And the climate, what's the climate there like right now?
70s and rainy right now.
It's beach
really?
weather, beach weather. Because it's raining and you go to the beach, you get wet anyway.
See, my hair looks good. It's because it's 70 and breezy out, and I haven't gone out in the rain.
I don't understand what that means. Her hair looks the same all the time. The same thing with over there. It's always the same thing over there. Their hairs always look the same. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for.
Chanel, I have to ask you, right?
Yes.
We talked about this 90-day end of year business mindset.
Yeah.
And life sort of got a little funky for you in the middle of this whole segment. So how do we, I'm going to ask you, keep your business mindset going even when life happens?
Well, I think the important thing, I was thinking about this morning, is that no matter what life is bringing you in your business life, you still have to continue strengthening yourself in every way. You know, whenever I talk with people, it's all about where are they emotionally? Where are they physically? Where are they even spiritually? You know, mentally. There's so many facets to people. And I think that's the important part. You know, last night, as an example, I did my hardest circuit workout I've done. I mean, I'm talking free weights, machines, new levels. It was intense. But I got to tell you, when you strengthen yourself physically, then it helps to kind of strengthen yourself emotionally and mentally and financially. That starts to move into the 60, 90 days. When you look at where you are, you always can look at the last 60, 90 days and see where you've been. So going into the beginning of the year, if business gets off for any reason for people, which for a lot of people it has, whether it's world events, national events, personal events, keep getting stronger in all the other aspects of your life, because it'll help carry you through.
And you got to keep going. It's mindset. And every day we wake up, and your mornings are a little rougher than mine, I think, because people text you early in the morning.
Since 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, they don't do that to me.
But 6 o'clock in the morning means there's something wrong.
Right.
That 10 o'clock at night, there's something wrong. Everything in between is like common business. But I got to tell you, I got to bring up something that we did yesterday. We met a company, a restaurant called Modern Rose. And just to name Modern Rose.
How did I know you were going to talk about that?
Modern Rose, just the name. I love the name. I love the name Modern Rose. And it has a lot to do with you, and it has a lot to do with you. Because you guys, you remind me of the throwback when things were normal back in the day and how you've brought it forward. It's just something about the way you are. It's just something about you that ever since I met you, I says I wanted to work with you because you bring up this Modern Rose situation. Same thing with Chanel, because Chanel has been the ups, the downs, the sideways, the strength, and everything else. So we met with the owner. And what I want to do with the owner is I want to put in a production studio, a mini studio, in every restaurant. And he has 3 right now that he has open, and he says, let's do it. He's going to be in Vegas. He's trying to get in North Carolina. He's trying to get into different places. And the object of the game is that everybody has a story. And I want them to go to Modern Rose and say their story. It's the same thing that she does, same thing that she does. But we're going to take this to another level and put it on a network so we can find out what other people are trying to say and say it correctly.
Chanel, this might be a nice place for you to do your book launch, actually.
Absolutely. I mean, it's already resonating what you're saying. This is the thing. What is key is no matter what is going on, you still continue And you know, my platform is about reinventing. So you keep reinventing what you're doing. And what you're talking about, Freddie, is brilliant because you're actually moving to the people. And that's what the game is all about right now, whether it's business or life. How are you engaging? How are you connecting with the people? And in this case, what you're describing is something on site. People are coming to that restaurant. That restaurant has the mentality of expansion. And so, how do you take that and move that into what you're doing? You entrench yourself within it. So instead of, and the biggest shift that I'm finding for people is instead of things being from the outside in, it's taking business and life from the inside out. Let's get ourselves out there and connecting.
You know, it's funny because I've been trying to get Modern Rose in the studio for, I want to say literally years. Because we've heard about this restaurant cafe for years. And for whatever reason, we never could get past whoever answered the phone.
Oh.
So we were at a networking event last week, and the manager was there, and he says, I'm all in. So he came yesterday with the owner, and I guess it's good that we didn't get them in 4 years ago because it was a different owner. Right? So it's all in God's timing as to when you should meet people. And the new owner came in, and he's taken the old concept of the Modern Rose. It's an antiques and consignment furniture and like grandma's house concept, but he's elevated it from coffee to tea to a bistro, and now he's going international. So he's taken the old ideas with the new business acumen of a 33-year-old, international businessman, and put it together. So I think on many levels, this might be a great place for you and Tim to come do a launch.
It sounds perfect. You know, what we're launching is our new book, which is all about disbeliefs and how within those disbeliefs is where your successes lie. So what you don't believe to be true is in actuality just something that's limiting you. You get over those limiting beliefs and you can expand. So just what you just described, you know, grandma's house and taking it modern, a lot of people would look at that and not believe that that could be a success. But with the mentality of it can be a success, I'm already a betting person going to bet that it's going to be a very big success. He's taking it everywhere. So it's within your disbeliefs that successes are found. And we have a fun, almost playbook that we're bringing forward with that. People are going to love it.
Let me ask you about that. We seem to have a lot more belief in other people than we do in ourselves. We've got a higher disbelief in our own value, but more belief in the success of others. Like I look at you and I know you're successful, but I could be you and I'd be like, no, Dawn, you can't really do that because it's not in your makeup. But yet, Chanel, I know you're going to be successful, or Grace, I know you've got this, but I may wake up in the morning and go, man, what a rough day you had, or you're going to have, because this client isn't getting on board or that. But yet I know everyone else around me is going to be successful.
So what you're speaking of is the tracks. What you're speaking of are the tapes that run through us subconsciously.
Right.
And when you get in touch and aware of what those subconscious tapes are, our minds are brilliant. It captures every single instance that has happened to us since we were born. And as things evolve, we developed ways to cope with, to react to deal with any instance that came up in our lives. And so we've created patterns. For most people, none of this is new. But it's being able to jump into what those patterns are, see those patterns, and overcome them. There may have been an instance in someone's life where they didn't feel as valued, where they didn't feel their word was heard, or they didn't feel like that they were making as big of a mark or an impact. It can be as surface or in depth. But the thing that happens is the same. which is one's worth, one's value is diminished. It doesn't matter when. Life isn't linear. It could be something that happened to you at 2, it could be something that happened to you at 50. But nonetheless, the messaging that your subconscious responds to is there. So when you see more in others than you do in yourself, exactly what you're saying, it's so common for people because they haven't gotten rid of those scripts, those dating myself tapes that are running. Once you get very aware of what they are and you can eliminate them, have them evaporate, the whole idea is they don't have as much of a pull and a hold on you anymore, you're scot-free. So that's what the disbeliefs are about. All these things that you don't believe you can be, do, have, project, vision, when those evaporate, the world opens up.
It's funny.
Freddie,
Do you remember, did you always think, Chanel, that your parents were right? When you were growing up, you always thought your parents knew everything, right?
No
You didn't?
question.
Did you, Dawn? Think your parents knew everything when you were growing up?
Yes, but I didn't always listen.
But you didn't listen. You know, and then you become an adult and you look back and you're like, you know
Wait
what?
a minute, right?
They not necessarily always right. They did the best they could, but
Yep.
maybe as an adult you go, you know, there's a better way for me to do this and not have those old narratives in my head.
Right.
That's how they did it doesn't mean it's necessarily how you have to do it. So I've tried to take some of that programming, and you and I have talked about some of the issues I had last week with that, and rewire it and say that may have worked for them or it didn't, but I need to do it this way for me just to even get through what I need to get through.
Well, everything is reinvented, and I want to share on our AMP media production on YouTube, and the kids have really taken that to another level, especially towards the end of the
All
year.
thanks to them, yeah.
We've done about 414 shows just on that one channel, with over 8,800 views on that one channel.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the one show, number one show most viewed, what's it say there?
I think that is the Reinvented Life show.
That's right.
That is with you.
That is with you. And the
Wow.
funny thing...
Which one is it? Let me see.
They're not going to give you the
It does,
exact
it's-
one. They're going to give you most viewed.
No, I think this is the most viewed. It is with Renee Miller.
Yeah. Yeah.
41 hours of your show have been watched, of that show
Of that show.
specifically.
That's the longest running show of people watching
Wow.
that over and over again. But the amazing thing is, Dawn had asked this morning, what is the one thing that you learned from the year? And I always said, all I want was to be able to show one person this year that they can believe in themselves. But honestly, not this, let me tell Freddie what he wants to hear. Honestly, because you watch when they do it and you watch how they do it, and then you sit at the end of the day and you say, you know what, this person finally got it. Finally got it. So what I like about this, no, my dad wasn't always right, but he was never wrong. He wasn't always right, but he was never wrong. Because the object of the game is that you learn, even on things you don't agree with or things that you disagree with, you have to learn how to make it work. And that's the one thing that he taught me. So I never looked at it as black and white. My father gave me his advice the way he learned it, the way it worked for him. It did not work for me, but I still figured out a way to make it work for me. And that's why I love the word reinvented. And I've been sitting and I've been contemplating and I've been thinking. I'm looking at the people that have come recently into the fold and things that have to be done, where I have to cut back, where I have to stress forward. But there's a lot of energy that's going on right now with fear for the coming year for a lot of different reasons. But the reinvented word, that word that you use for your show, for me, is what next year is all about. Because now we have to recreate, reinvent, and get ourselves on a different platform to get it done. And you've shown that. You've done that. You've done that. Of all the people this year who have come forward, and some of the programming that you've done the last few weeks here has shown that. Now, you've always had it, but now you're sharing it,
Right.
which is a whole different lesson in life. So this is what I love about what's coming. And I found this tidbit on YouTube. It came in yesterday. And I thought she was going to be here today.
I know.
And I was going to do it on air. But what an accomplishment. If I show you the other numbers to the other channels, they're tremendous. But you lead the way in that channel. And that says something.
But you know what's so funny about that channel, Chanel, and I think you'll appreciate this, is Freddie always had, these two are funny because one's walking out one door and the other's and they keep walking in circles and he goes in one door and then he goes out the other one. But what happened with this channel is there was always, when I started working with Freddie, he had AMP2 TV Productions. We call it Black AMP because the logo was black. And we combined his company with mine. We called it AMP Media, putting New Dawn Media with AMP. And it's a yellow logo, so we call it Yellow AMP. And I said to him, I guess last year, I'm going to create our own YouTube page. And he's like, why would you do that? I said, because I want to put all of the shows that AMP Media does on that channel and all the shows you do on that channel. And you were not in agreement with me on that one. You didn't understand it. Gio didn't understand it. But I wanted a platform hub for all the things that we do outside of the cafe. And now you look at it, and the crew has taken it on as their own, and they've put thumbnails, and they grow it, and then Josh created a TikTok page for it. And it's taken on a life of its own. All it was an idea to open up a YouTube page, and then everyone else has taken it to another level. And I think that's what you've taught me is about teamwork and letting your crew or your employees take it to where they see it going.
But you don't understand. Let me put it in perspective. The 41 hours of that show, we have more shows because we're on 5 days a week. And our longest has only been 13 hours, which is
Wow.
pretty good. But 41 hours. My son told me last night, that is unheard of.
That's amazing, Chanel.
No, it's not amazing. It is past amazing. Because it means that people are listening and watching and they're paying attention. Because nobody hangs around anything for 41 hours. Not in this day and age.
No, they
Where
get
there's a
bored so
3-second, I'm going to move on.
And
That's
your
why.
show's only 30 minutes, so.
And I got it in writing. I got it on paper. And I was stunned when I saw that. And I see the numbers. We're not even close to holding on to a particular message of a show, which is fantastic. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Congratulations.
I'm so blessed to hear that. And you know, to go back what you were saying about growing up, so many of our ideas, these scripts, these narratives you're speaking of,
Yeah.
are formed by the time we're 6 years old. So imagine, you know, I'm doing a whole show that I'm coming up with, and I want to call it the 6-year-old, because imagine we're running our lives as a 6-year-old, right? How, in some respects, freeing that would be. How we view the world is so much dependent on how we were at 6. So there's some freeingness in this. There's less to be conscious about, less to be self-conscious about, less to not value, just do. And that is what is beautiful about being able to go out there with a fresh new way. At the same time, we don't want to run the world by, and we don't want to run our old world as 6-year-olds would. So that is where we can free ourselves and go, okay, based on our wisdom, where do we go with this now? And that, Freddie, is something that your vision is so inspiring to people that you don't stay in what something was. You look at what do you want it to be. And that is 2024 in a nutshell. That's why, as it turns out, it's great we're launching this Disbelief. Is your success in 2024, because we can get out of the gate and have a positive impact with people.
We should write a parenting book with it also, on how to raise a 6-year-old.
That's right. That's right.
We should
and
all
it
be
goes
6
back
years
to
old.
what we think, right? It goes back to what we think in those days. And it was about play, and it was about imagination. And if we did it one day one way, we didn't feel compelled to do it the same day, same way the next day. And that's what this is all about, is let's take those pieces of it and freshen up our lives. You know, reinventing is also about freshening up. And then with the wisdom we have, we can't live life in a sandbox. So what wisdom do we have now that we didn't have then? And don't feel shame or blame around it. Shift it up. It's a beautiful, actually, way to up the frequency and up the vibration of what's happening.
This. Well, I love having you on our show. Thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully we're going to see you next month in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Awesome. All right. Have a beautiful day. We love you. Mindset for Success. Chanel, how do people reach you for the book, for the Reinvented Life book, for more information on coaching?
Yes, it's the best way is info@thereinventedlife.com. I know that's a handful, but info@thereinventedlife.com. I check those emails multiple times a day. We're always looking at them and want to get out there and just help people move, get unstuck, and carry a more vibrant frequency into their lives, which then carries it into their business.
And maybe you can do a part 2 with Renee.
I would love that. Absolutely. She's absolutely amazing. I'll share that good news with her as well.
Absolutely. All right. Have a great day. We love you.
All right.
Stay safe. Happy
Love
Hanukkah.
you. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah.
And we'll
See
see
you
you
soon.
next.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Numbers don't lie.
Amazing, huh?
Numbers do not lie. And I got to tell you, that's not a full year of what they did. That's not a full year of what they did. That's maybe 4 months. How long is the semester? 4 months? Yeah. That's just 4 months. If we had her doing and the rest of the crew doing what they're doing now after a year, those numbers probably would have tripled.
Let's see. Chelsea's working on, and Grace, and Josh is now doing all the new thumbnails, and it's a great platform.
It is great. But I'm going to invite the book, if she wants to come tomorrow. We're going to the
Modern Rose.
Modern Rose. The reason I'm inviting you is because I think you fit into this theme of what they're accomplishing. And I like to see how that works with some of the ideas, because we've never been there.
What time are y'all going?
11.
Okay, I could possibly do that. Where is it?
It's down in Deerfield. Why don't we take a commercial break,
Okay.
regroup. Dawn's going to join us for Faith Stories coming up in the next segment with her guest. And we'll go from there on the other side of this 1 o'clock hour. Stay tuned, more to come. We'll be right back.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Do you want the opportunity to have a TV show or podcast? Now, at Amp Media Productions, you can host your very own visual broadcast anywhere around the world. With our talented group of creators, we will provide you with show elements, board operations, and any on-screen visuals you'd like to showcase. All you must do is log onto your computer and communicate with your viewers. Contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422 or email hello@amp2.tv to start your own show today.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, maturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered. We have a variety of shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Ant Media Productions is excited to announce our expansion into North Miami. With our experienced team of radio and TV professionals, we are dedicated to bringing North Miami the highest quality audio and visual production services. Whether you need radio or television commercials, podcasts, music videos, or audio and visual storytelling, we can provide the solutions to help you reach your goals. Our team is reliable, innovative, and creative, and we're ready to help you develop the perfect product. With our competitive rates and personalized service, you can trust that your project is in the best hands. Contact us today to get started on your project. 866-224-5422.
When a garage door breaks down or the opener stops working, you need to act fast. So if it's broken, call Broughton. Broughton Garage Door Sales can handle all of your service, repair, and installation needs. And if you need a new garage door or garage door opener, call Broughton. They have a great line of Clopay garage doors and LiftMaster openers. And their expert technicians can prevent major problems with annual garage door tune-ups. Broughton Garage Door Sales, opening doors for you since 1955. Visit broughton.com. That's BROTEN.com, or call 954-946-5555. That's 954-946-5555.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Hi, and thank you so much for joining the Faith Stories segment. I have a very special guest that's joining me. His name is Chris Eriks, and I met him a little over, I think, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. We instantly connected, and he has an amazing faith story that I want him to share. So welcome, Chris. Are you there? Not yet. Oh, hey.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Chris. Happy birthday.
How are you? Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. So, Chris, can you just share a little bit of your background and who you are and where you came from? And then I want you to share about your fight with cancer.
Sure. So thank you so much. So humbled and blessed to be on here. Wow. So I'm a former Chippendale Playgirl centerfold. I'll hold that.
Oh, I didn't know about the Playgirl. I knew about the Chippendales.
Yeah. And so definitely not doing God's work, that's for sure.
Right.
And had a reality show on HGTV, did the set design of the Batman movie, had a construction company in Pittsburgh for 19 years, and then gave my life to God and was living a good life. And when I gave my life to God, now I'm the best version of me each and every day. um, about 3 years ago. Actually, it was July, I'll never forget it, January 6th. And I was there. I was at the Ellipse and I was dancing for Trump. If people remember, he was giving a speech at the Ellipse before the Capitol. And I was dancing like nobody was watching. And what I didn't realize was everybody was watching me. And so what was crazy was it went viral because it ended up on Trump's Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And 49 million views in 72 hours.
Oh
And
my
I got the
God.
nickname Baby Trump. And then that's how I met you.
Right.
I ended up meeting you at the second event. The first event was in Oklahoma at Rema Bible, and in front of 4,500 people. Clay Clark brought me on stage, introduced me to the world, not once but twice.
Mm-hmm.
The second time I was on stage, I told Clay, stop the music, hand me the mic, and I got this download from God, from my spirit inside. And if you remember, that was in the height of COVID.
Right.
So what was crazy was people were 6 feet apart. They didn't want to be next to one another. And I get on the mic and I say, hug one another. and you didn't do it the right way. And people are like, what do you mean I didn't hug the right way? And it was right then that I started to put my thumbprint in this world and teach people how to love one another the right way. And most importantly, how to hug one another heart to heart. And so I went around the country for 3 years speaking
Explain
about
that heart to heart, though, Chris.
So, we always say about being around like-minded people. You want to be around like-hearted people. When we hug, we just go right in, like bull in the china shop, right? What I decided to do, and literally I was on stage when this all was happening, was connect the hearts.
Sure.
Because we're of frequency, right? And our hearts are very magnetic. And so when we hug one another the regular way, the way that we were taught, our hearts are actually outside of one another. They never touch. So then I said, okay, let's make an effort, turn inward. There's that word inward. Turn inward to God, right? Turn inward to the person. Have your heart connect to their heart.
Which is so powerful. When you did that, I was so blown away. Just that little switch that you do, and you go heart to heart with that person, and you connect your heart to that person, and how powerful that is that God gave that to you in that moment. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. And that turning inward to that person, now you're making an effort. And so what happens is when you turn inward, their head lays right on your shoulder without them trying. So when you think about it, their head is laying on your shoulder. Your head automatically lays on their shoulder. Well, what does that remind you of? When you were a baby.
Oh yeah, mom.
So when you have a child, right, you have the baby on your shoulder, and what does the baby do? It has its head on its shoulder.
Yep.
And so what I do is when I hug them, I hold the back of their head and I cradle them on my shoulder. Whether it's a female or a male, you've seen it. When I'm at events, I always pick the burliest, machoest, biggest man. And I tell them, come on up. And I show the world not only how to hug the right way, but it's okay for men to hug. It's okay for men to love one another. It's okay for a man to tell another man, I love you. But Jesus loves you more. And that's what I say. And then God said to me, hey, you've been doing all these events. You've been touring with Clay and all these other patriots. There isn't a patriot, you know this, Dawn, in 3 years that I haven't shared this stage with. my little buddy, right? And so God said, why don't you have your own event? So I started the Reckoning.
Right.
And I got a group of the people that I wanted to share a stage with. And what I became is I raised them up, I put them on stage, and I hosted the event.
Right.
And
what
all
happened at one of those events that you had that brought it forward to what you walked through recently?
So the last event in April, I was on stage, and a doctor, Dr. Rich Gamboa, started making his way up to the stage as I was giving a prayer, and we got ready to have our dinner, and I was saying goodbye to people. And I saw him, and when I got off the stage, I walked down and I said, thank God, I was just about to rip you off stage. And I said, why? And he said, because you were about to go into cardiac arrest. What was happening when I was speaking, I was gasping for air. I had no idea what was going on. And when you're
in that moment, though, Chris, you were gasping for air. Did you realize you were going into cardiac arrest?
No, I had no idea. I knew I was struggling even on the mic. I knew I was struggling, but I just thought, I don't know, as an athlete and as a showman, I'm a performer, you know that.
Right.
When those lights are on, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter what's going on in your body, your head, your heart. You have to go on. You have to put that show. And you cannot let people see it. And so I took them seriously. I went to a ENT specialist here in Dallas. And go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, did he have you do anything, or he just said go see an ENT?
He just, well, when somebody says you're about to go on cardiac arrest,
right?
I'm healthy as a horse. I'm a championship bodybuilder and an ex-level boxer and athlete. I know my body. You know my body. You've eaten with me. You know how picky I am. What a pain in the neck I am. Because I take care of my temple. We're only given one temple from God, right? So we have to take care of it. And so I was blown away. Something was going on in my body. Went to the ENT, went through several tests, and at the very end, the ENT said, look, this is above my board. I'm going to give you to my colleague.
Okay.
And that was an oncologist. And when you hear oncologist, don't forget, 6 years ago, or 6 years ago, I went through this with my mom. 7 years ago, I went through with my dad. I lost my father and mother 6 months apart.
Chris, it's so. I know why we connected so much when we met is because my parents died within the same week of each other. Your parents died within 6 months of each other, and you really have that connection with that person when that happens. So anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that's so. Your mom passed 6 months after your dad, and then go ahead. Go ahead, Chris.
No, you're right. I'm sorry for that, Dawn. And it's painful, especially around this time of season. I just did a live broadcast on that. That pain that people are feeling when a lost one isn't there for the holidays. When it's about family, how you're supposed to be up and merry, right? And so it's so ironic that we're talking about this right after I did my show about it. So I wasn't, I wasn't new to oncologists. I knew what they were about. And so when I went there, he said to me, there's a 99% chance you have cancer. I said, what? Now, when he said that to me, it was almost like I was being warped. Like, what? Like the Matrix. What? Like, who are you talking to? Is he on the phone? You're not talking to me. You're talking to him. You ain't talking to me. In no way I have cancer. No way. And it's at that time, it's not about to feel sorry for yourself. It's to get in and do God's work. And so I said, okay. So I did the test and I poked and prodded, and it is not fun. $33,000 later.
Oh my God.
$5,000 out of my own pocket that I had to pay up front after insurance
Sure.
to find out if I had cancer or not. I had stage 3 head and neck cancer. And here's what happened. There was a tumor at the base of my tongue on the right side. When I stick my tongue out, it goes to the right. It's called atrophy. My jugular vein on the right side collapsed in.
Unbelievable.
My soft palate, people that sing and speech therapists, the soft palate, when you speak or sing, it fluctuates up and down. It floats. Mine is dead. So wait a second. My tongue is paralyzed, my jugular vein collapsed in, and my soft palate's deadened. How am I able to speak?
Yeah, no kidding.
God.
Miracle.
God.
100%. It's all God.
And so he says, you have stage 3 head and neck cancer. We're going to do chemo and radiation. And I'm like, I'm listening. And I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen during that? And he said, well, you're going to lose your sense of taste during the treatment. And you're going to lose your voice. When he said that to me, I stepped back and I said, Doc, you know who I am. He goes, oh, yeah, you're baby, you're Chris Harris. I know what you're about. I said, I have a podcast. I speak. I go on stage. I have to have my God-given gift. I said, okay, will it come back? He said 50% chance. All right, well, are we in Las Vegas all of a sudden? Am I in a casino? Are you Monty Hall? Is this let's make a deal? Like, you want me to give my God-given 2 gifts of taste and speech
Right.
on a chance that I might get it back.
Well, right. And the other thing is that God gave you the voice to speak about Him, and when He does that, He is always in control, and you knew that He was going to restore you. So anyway, go ahead.
So I look at him dead in his eyes, and I said, thank you for your diagnosis. I'm blessed to have cancer. And she went,
right.
And I'm like, what's the matter? And he goes, my wife had breast cancer, and she did the radiation. She did the chemo. I treated her. And I'm like, that's great. I heard your resume. You're one of the best. But you're not the best. You're not the best. And I said, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to find the natural way. Right here, the mushrooms. And then I'm going to go to the mountaintops. I'm going to shout it.
Right.
And that was so cocky and arrogant to say that. Now, did I have the mushrooms prior? Did I have a protocol? Did I know what I was going to do? No. But here's what I knew. I knew who I was teaming up with.
Right.
Undefeated.
Hello.
Always. Yes. Never loses, undefeated.
Of course. Absolutely.
And so when I teamed up with him with my reckoning test, and then we teamed up with this cancer, I knew I wasn't going to lose.
Hey, Chris, I want to introduce you to the actual people who host the show. The Brooklyn Cafe is Dawn and Freddie. And she was going to ask, I swear to you, Dawn, we have the same mindset, because I was just going to ask him. She wanted to ask you a question. So go ahead.
I don't know. You had me at Chippendale, and then somehow the whole story happened. We forgot the whole Chippendale, Playgirl Centerfold thing, and we moved on to throat cancer. We have a very good friend of ours who was just diagnosed with throat cancer, and Dawn sent your story to him, and now his wife is right now getting an ultrasound because she may in fact have the same situation. The whole and just gives me chills. The whole situation is just so scary. So I'm really interested to hear, and I'm so grateful and thankful to God that you are here with us, with a voice, with your personality, and I'm hoping that you've been healed.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And for Freddie, When I heard your name, that's my father's name.
Oh.
It was Freddie, and his name was Freddie Boom Boom Cole, and he was a professional drummer. Played with Johnny Cash, Eddie Rabbitt, Johnny Paycheck, and I've never met a Freddie other than you. And I understand you're from New York. I'm from New Jersey, and lived in Brooklyn with my uncle and Bensonhurst. So thank you so much for having me on your show. But when you're in that fight, Dawn, I know what they're going through. I know what they're feeling. I know the isolation. I know spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. I could read that because I went through all that. What I tell people is that when you're going through it, don't let any negativity hit your soul. The minute something negative hits your soul, it's over. It's over. You're going to hear the enemy tell you things like, "Who do you think you are? You're not going to beat this without doing, without being under a doctor's care. Who do you think you are? You have a massive tumor that. Oh, by the way, Dawn and Freddie, it metastasized to my lymph nodes. When it metastasized to my lymph nodes, that is when God jumped in and said, "We end it here." Because my lymph node stranglehold just literally just bear hugged my cancer and would not let it go through the lymph nodes, which you well know, that's the highway to the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what happens is my lymph nodes was the first part of defense, and they died. They died in battle. I have necrotic lymph nodes now that have to be taken out. And so the tumor, Dawn, to answer your question, was huge. It was 29.6 millimeters by 26 millimeters. So if you do the math, it's very big. And so I needed a second opinion. So I went to a homeopathic doctor in Arizona. And so when I went to see her, I didn't know what to expect. And that's when I met the Christian couple, the Ludlows, that handed me these mushrooms. Now, this is how God works. The Ludlows knew who I was, not from my show, not from seeing me on stage. 6 years ago, I had a business endeavor with ACN, and they saw me on stage speaking and never came up to me, never introduced themselves, but they knew about me, but I never met them. Isn't it funny how God puts people in your timing, right? God puts people in your season for a reason.
Divine
And
appointment.
it might be a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years. You never know. But it wasn't that time for the Ludlows to be in my season. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
it
just
makes
talked
sense.
about that with this other business, right? For years, we've been trying to reach out to this other business, and then we met them last week,
Right.
and it just falls right into place.
Yep.
Kind of like you and me.
It's when it's not our timing, it's God's
God's
timing.
timing,
always.
right?
And so what timing, the day before I'm to meet her, I have no protocol. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm friends with Tenpenny and Mike Gavitz and Sherwood and Dr. Artis are my best friends. And you guys know when you have a show and you have a viewership, 500,000 people, they love on you. And so they're sending me stuff, do castor oil, do coffee enemas, do fasting, like all this stuff that overwhelmed me. And I was so overwhelmed and scared. And finally I said, you know what? I gotta get myself out of the way. I'm gonna screw this all up. God, who do you want in my life right now? Look at people in my life right now. You choose, not me. You choose the protocol, and I will obey. And the day before I was to meet my homeopathic doctor, the Ludlows came into my life with these mushrooms. And I met them in Vegas at the hotel lobby. and we had a 4-hour lunch.
Wow.
And I fell in love with them. And, God knows me. My discernment is very strong. And I fell in love with them. And I felt like they were going to be in my life forever. And I'll never forget Kurt and Kristen. They said, take 5 capsules in the morning, 5 at night.
Right.
And in 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to feel the difference. You might feel energy. You might feel. And I said, whoa, time out, guys. I have stage 3 head and neck cancer. You want me to take a capsule?
Yeah, right. I didn't even think of that.
It's so bizarre, but really, is it? Because when God wants you to show up, He'll show out.
Yeah.
Right? You do the natural, He'll do the super. And so I go home in Vegas and I go, okay, here's my protocol. 5 in the morning, 5 at night. I had 5 bottles. And in the first week, guys, I experienced something that I haven't experienced in years, and it was energy. I'm 55 today. At that time, I was 54. I go to the gym about 4 to 5 times a week, an hour and a half, 2 hours working out. And I experienced this energy, natural energy. When I went to the gym, I was lifting as heavy. I was lifting longer. I wasn't breathing hard. My recovery was faster. I was like, what is going on? Mind you, cancer took 42 pounds away from me. Dawn remembers what I looked like. And what it did, most importantly, it ate into my muscle. I had a 48 chest. Now I have a 43. I went from 230, 232 to 183 right now.
Right.
People don't understand, when you're an athlete, that is absolutely huge.
Huge.
Because I'm so used to working out at a level and a weight. Now I'm 42 pounds lighter.
Right.
But I was able to still use the weights and even the intensity. And I was like, what is in these mushrooms? So I called the lovers and what is in these mushrooms? I feel superhuman. I just went to the gym. I was literally, now mind you, I have stage 3 head and neck cancer.
Which is crazy.
And I have energy like crazy.
Where are you at now?
Right. Thank you.
Where am I what?
How is everything now?
I am cancer free.
Congratulations.
The tumor shrunk to 5 millimeters by 4 millimeters. Obviously, my tongue is still paralyzed. And that's incredible. And I give all my praise and glory to God.
Right.
But in less than 90 days, when you think about less than 90 days, that's not a long time.
Oh,
and
gosh,
then to do something natural and don't have to deal with the doctors and don't have to deal with the chemo, the radiation.
Right.
Is a godsend.
I'm sorry.
What are the mushrooms? Can people get them? Can they look for more information?
So I just went on my show. I was on LT and We Know yesterday, and we're about to sell out. So you go on Flex Your Pets, 247.com. I think the link you guys have it.
Yeah, they have it up there.
Flex Your Pets, 247.com. $40, guys. Now, if you don't have cancer, you have asthma, or you have anxiety, depression,
inflammation. Inflammation. I just got it and I started taking it literally on Saturday. So I'm just kind of seeing what happens from there. But the other thing that I found so powerful is that there's, I believe it's from Japan or China. The mushrooms are from Asia, and
they're from Japan.
Japan.
Yep, Japan.
Okay, and they. Whether a patient decides to go through chemo or radiation, they give that to them afterwards because it restores them quicker from the chemo and radiation. Is that true, Chris? Because that's
so what I found out. Yeah, so what I found out during my journey, not to cut you off, is
No,
that
that's fine.
I started doing research.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out that in Japan, it is the number one cancer cure for 30 years. And so when I started to delve into it, I was like, wait a second. So they have a cancer patient, they do the chemo, they do the radiation. And
Right.
here in the United States, you ring the bell, they give them the mushrooms.
Right.
Now, why would they give them the mushrooms? Because they know that they just destroy their immune system.
Everything. Yes, absolutely.
Everything. And so what I found out from that, I was like, wait a second. And then I started delving into the immune system and found out everything is the immune system. The common cold, asthma, Lyme's disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, anxiety, depression, everything is connected to your immune system.
Right.
And the doctors want us to take care of the ailment, but all along, it's your immune system.
Right. And God created our body to heal itself. So if we're putting something in that will restore that, it's a better way to go if you can. The other thing that I found interesting is that Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson, they all back it, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, they all back it. Over 400 clinical studies have been done on this specific mushroom. Sloan Kettering, MD Anderson here in Texas, Harvard Medical. And here's why they have a patent on this mushroom. Not all mushrooms are created equal.
Right.
Don't run to Amazon to go get it. You don't know how it was grown. You don't know where it was grown. You don't know how it was cultivated. But most importantly, you don't know how it was extracted and what the proprietary blend is. This company has the patent on that.
Which is
and
phenomenal.
The reason it's so potent is because they do everything right.
Chris, let me ask you, what's the name of your podcast?
Yeah.
What is the name of your podcast?
Flex the Truth.
Flex the Truth. Okay. And Freddie had a question also.
You said you were working with LT?
Yeah, and we know LT. He interviewed me yesterday.
He has a podcast as well.
LT by Lawrence Taylor? LT?
No.
No.
Ex-Marine. No.
See, that's a New Yorker. That's a New Yorker.
Lawrence Taylor, I know. He was pretty phenomenal.
No, the reason the reason I ask you is because LT is working with what's her face? With Lisa DeWaskin, and they know a Chris. And I was wondering if it was the same Chris.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
he
know.
said LT and they just rang all these bells. And I'm
Right.
listening to what you're talking about. So I wanted to know if it was the same show.
No. Leonard Marshall, you know who Leonard Marshall is, right, Freddie?
Yeah. He was actually on the show here with the Sixth Borough.
He was what?
Yeah,
He was
so
on the
he
show.
was in the movie Concussion, CTE, right? That's a big thing in the NFL. I am going to be speaking with him about this. I already talked to, here's another name you know, Freddie, Glenn Healy, backup for Van Beesbrook. I spoke to him 2 weeks ago. I spoke to him 2 weeks ago about the NHL alumni. The reason I want to get this to the NHL alumni and the NFL alumni is because they've been battered. They've gone through the wall. Their heads, their concussions. A lot of them are out of shape, right? I love what Glenn Healy said. He said, we want to live for a better today, but even a better tomorrow.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine, Chris, I'm sorry, excuse me. A friend of mine who was he played for the Dolphins, and he suffers from multiple sclerosis and has had it for many, many years. And I believe he's probably wheelchair bound at this point. And I definitely want to talk to him about that, about the mushrooms.
Yeah,
because
I had J.D. Hill yesterday call me from the Baltimore Ravens, 83 years old. I met him in Arizona with my buddy A.C. Caswell 3 weeks ago, and he's out of the mushrooms. And here's the one thing, Freddie, Dawn, and Dawn. when people are out of them, they have to have it. It's almost like a junkie because they
Give me my
don't
mushroom
feel it as
fix, man. No.
yeah, I need it. I need it. It's almost like when you're off of it, you notice a huge change. Your energy. He called me 3 times yesterday, and he said I have to have those. And he's doing clarity and the Coriolis. So he's doing for cognitive uh, reasons. But yeah, this will help people with
And we can get
amnesia.
them on your website,
Yeah,
flexyourpets247.com.
letyourpets247.com. Yeah,
And
and
you
I'd love
have
to
them, right?
speak to you guys about this. Yeah,
You have them?
and get
Yes,
this
I
out.
did. I just got them in on Saturday, and I started taking them. So, like I said, I want to see what happens because I'm encouraged because what happened with Chris, and I suffer from inflammation. I have arthritis in my jaws and my neck and my shoulder. So I'm interested to see, what it's going to do in my body because I have a really big mouth like Chris, and I like to talk about God. And if this is something that can help me, believe me, I'm going to be. I tell everybody anyway. I told Stacy about it. My friend Tia. I told the little boy that passed away a week and a half ago. I told his mom about it. But. It's like you just automatically tell people. I had a friend yesterday, Broughton Garage Door. We were at lunch, and she had breast cancer. Her husband had cancer. It's like I probably shouldn't have said that because that's really not people's business. But I apologize. It just came out. But I shared the mushrooms with them, and just the information because if it can help them stay healthy longer, and keep the cancer away, because once you have cancer, you always have cancer, right, Chris?
Yeah.
So
Once
you
you have cancer, you always have cancer.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, instead of waiting for people to get sick, maybe this should be something
A
people should be
preventative.
taking every day.
Absolutely.
Bingo.
You
That's
take
right,
a vitamin
Freddie.
every
You're
day. I think the philosophy here is if you're not sick, you don't want to get sick to take it, just take it.
Yep.
And if you're healthy
Yep.
and you live a long life and you want to say it wasn't because of this or it was because of this, who cares? Because you just can't.
Why
Why
do
are you
I have a
laughing
feeling
at?
there's going to be a bottle of mushrooms in the studio?
Why not?
No, seriously
Everybody
though,
around you.
it's so true.
Yeah. Well, you want to be proactive. You want to be proactive, Freddie. You don't want to be reactive because you don't want to wait till the storm hits. You want to prepare before it, right?
Like a hurricane.
And yeah, like a hurricane or a tornado. But I told people take vitamin C every day, and so I'm going to have a challenge for people. You take vitamin C every day.
Yep.
Would you take a whole bottle of vitamin C
No.
at one time?
No.
Right, toxicity. If I took this whole bottle right now, nothing would happen. I might poop darker. That's it. Because it's natural. There's no toxins. There's no chemicals. It's pure. It's what God had put on this planet for us. And what's the verse? He talks about, look, I gave the birds everything they need to survive. Where do you think we are as his children? Right? Do you think we're above the birds or below the birds?
Of course,
Right?
much higher.
So if he did it for the birds, we're a lot higher on that chart. So I just love that I get to spread the message. I just want to tell everybody, don't wait, because right now we're on back order for these. So, we're so used to, I just talked about this on my podcast, we're so used to getting things from Amazon a day or two. I just waited 4 days. How dare you, the inhumanity, right? We want it now, right? So the mushrooms we're selling out because it works. The company's customer retention is 86%.
That is nuts.
Amazing.
Because it works. It works. And
We'll get more
when you have
information from
something
Chris
that works,
after we have to go to commercial break and wrap this segment up, but we can get more information from Chris through Dawn, and you'll make the connections.
Absolutely.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us, and thank goodness that you are doing well. and healing, and wow, great
Thank you for the
information.
thank you for the information, because we definitely got to take this to another level. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Chris,
Thank you.
so much.
Have a Merry
God bless
Christmas.
you guys.
Merry
Thank you for
Christmas.
having me
Happy
on. Merry
birthday.
Christmas.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye, Chris.
Thank you. Bye.
I tell you, it's the ability not to wait till you're sick, but to do things right. And until something really bad happens, like
Right.
what happened to him, you don't want to go through that.
Well,
You don't want to make a deal with God. Give me more time.
Right.
Because you don't want to have to go that way. You know, it's funny. I have my metformin on me, and they laugh at me because I take this.
I take that too. I just started taking that.
Well,
the
this
metformin.
metformin, you got to meet somebody, and you have to know how to take this, first of all, because they didn't tell you how to take it. I guarantee you they didn't tell you that.
Oh, I just take a tablet. Is that what you do?
You take a tablet
Hey,
an hour and a
Judy.
half after you eat.
Oh,
I look at Judy. Judy's another one we should
I
have
take
on
it
the
at
side.
I take it at night after I eat.
Okay, an hour and a half after you eat.
Okay.
Okay.
I do that usually.
If you use cinnamon correctly, you can get off of metformin. And if I were to tell you all, and I've been on metformin for 6 years, if I were to tell you all the side effects of metformin, you wouldn't take it. But I thought I needed it to save my life. They didn't tell me the other stuff.
Gotcha.
So this mushroom stuff
yes, it's
is in line with the other stuff. But we'll talk about this another
Yeah.
day. But there is so much. I got to call Dr. Mack. Somebody get me Dr. Mack's number.
the one thing that I did want to share that he didn't share is that he has a black heart, which is the healthiest heart that you can have. And he's in incredible shape. When I met him, he was a lot bigger, you know, and he has the greatest shoes. Christian Louboutin, shut up. You know, the guy was dressed to the nines, but really a sweet man, great guy. Really love him very much.
What a great story. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing it.
Thank you for letting me share these kinds of stories.
There's so
you
many other
guys.
questions. We're just running out of time.
I
that
know,
wanna
I
ask
know.
him, and, you know, certainly in time for the holiday season, everyone's got to hold faith.
New Year's coming, and I guess you want to start it off healthy. You want to
Yeah.
start it off right. And you want to do the right thing, not the other thing.
Not the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. You see, you said that. The other thing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. It just ain't right.
All right,
Do you understand what that means?
I hear you.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Well, because it's not always wrong. Everybody's a different body. Everybody takes things. And
Well, things that are right for one person may not be right for another. So
that's
do
right.
your
You
due
know,
diligence.
you like that medicine you took the other day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I was trying to get away from that.
Took 2 days. Yeah, not a good thing.
Thank you for coming on and sharing that.
Yes.
Another spectacular episode brought
Thank
to you by
you.
Dawn D Book.
Dawn DeMarco book. Great
Next week
story.
is Friday, though.
Next
I'm
week
gonna
is
have.
Next week
Friday.
is
I'm bringing
Friday?
Stacy back.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we're gonna bring her back. So yay.
Terrific.
Maybe we bring the other Tracy, so we have the Tracy and the Stacy
Stacy.
and the Judy. I would like to be able to have these people as the year is winding
We should
down.
do it as like our pre-Christmas show.
As it's
Because
winding
then-
down.
Right, because that's our last show before Christmas.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of nice to do a little Christmas thing.
And have a little throwback to back then, bring it up to now, you know, and just share a little bit of the secrets that we're learning, because every day we're learning something.
Maybe we can
Every
work Kendra
day.
in also. A lot of good
Kendra's
stuff.
supposed to be here on the 21st.
So,
You
yeah,
promised her a day of Kendra, so she can sing until the Kendra comes off.
absolutely. All right, Dawn, thank you so much. To
Thank
our
you,
crew,
guys.
thank you. We're getting ready to do our White Elephant Exchange. We'll let you know. We'll do some behind-the-scenes footage to see how
No
that
comment.
rolls up.
No
Have a
comment.
great afternoon, everyone.
No
Stay
comment.
safe, be kind to each other, and
No
we'll see you
comment.
tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.